So today I tackled a problem called the merge sorted array problem in LeetCode. It, it was quite an interesting problem. It gave me a difficult time, but I was able to push through. So this is how the problem goes. You have two arrays that are sorted in ascending order. So there's array 1 which is sorted in ascending order, and then we have like array 2 which is also sorted in ascending order. So they want us to combine both of them so that we have a new array which contains elements from both the first array and the second array, and the combined result should be in ascending order. Now there was one condition attached, that is the places, like they have two values, which is m equals 3 and then n equals 3. The m is denotes the elements that should be merged, and the n elements are set to 0 and should be ignored. Okay, so this n over here is telling us we have 3 elements over here, so we should merge these 3 elements in this array. This array, it has the length of both the number 1 and number 2 array combined, like the length where the items match. So over here you have 3 items, over here we have 3 items, so 3 plus 3, this array length is 6. Let's take another example. So over here it has 1 item. Right, this is the 1 item that we want to merge. Over here we have 0 items, and definitely if you look at this you have 0. So 1 plus 0 is 1. So the length of this array should be 1, and the element inside that should be merged is 1. So our output is 1. Let's take a look at another one. Here we have number 1. The element inside is 0, and I think that the number of elements that are supposed to be merged is 0. That means we don't even want to merge even this 0. We don't even want to merge it. And we look at number 2. It has 1 inside, and the number of elements that should be merged is 1. So 1 plus 0 will give us 1, and we are not keeping this 0. Instead, we are replacing this 0 with the 1. It's kind of some confusing problem, so maybe you have to read through a bit and see. So this is how I went about solving it. First of all, what I did was I needed a new array, which in that new array I want to remove all the zeros from the first array. So if you look at this, in the solution you see there were 3 elements that are supposed to be merged, and the rest are 0. And over here you have 3 elements that are supposed to be merged. So 3 plus 3 will give you 6. So in total we should have 6 elements, which means all this 0 is going to go away, bye-bye. But if there was an extra 0, which means we would have 7 elements over here, and then the elements to be merged is 3. 3 plus 3 will still give us 6, but there will be an extra 0. In that scenario, that 0 is supposed to come. However, in this scenario, the 3 plus 3 makes up 6, which constitutes the entire array. So all these zeros are going to be replaced with these 2, 5, 6. So I'm taking only that condition in mind. So with that condition in mind, what I did was I used this expression. So I used a filter to find all the elements that are not 0. So only the elements that are not 0 are kept in this number 1 array. Then from there, I have to convert it from this filter object to a list. So I get a new list from number 1, which has no zeros within it, and then I add that array to number 2, which will give me a new array containing elements that have elements from both arrays that do not have 0 in them. Now the issue is, how about if we have an extra 0? So how about if this were 7 elements? What do we do with that 0? In that case, I added a while loop, and what that while loop does is it will check if the new array's length that we have over here, if it is less than the 2 arrays combined, which is m plus n, If it is less than it, then please add 0 to the new array, so that we know that we have the total elements that we did sort out to have. Then with that, to put everything ascending on, I just use the new array dot sort function, and then that's so I know this new array is sorted. Now the question said we can't return this new array, so we need to put the value of this new array in the number one's array. So what I did was I first cleared everything, and then I used a for loop to then insert each element in the new array into the number one. The reason why I had to do this step, why I couldn't do something just like nums, why couldn't I do something like nums1 is equal to new array, new array. I couldn't do this because this one, it doesn't work. They call it a shallow copy kind of command, so it will not assign the value of new array to nums. It doesn't work that way, so that's why I had to use this long process over here. So if I run this code, it should run successfully, pending. Okay, yeah, that's it. We have the right answer. So over here, if I submit it, I should get the right answer also. Yeah, and that's it. It is accepted. Now, this 0, the reason why I had to put this line of code, let me submit this code and see. It will fail because, so in the test case, there's a problem which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It has 9 elements in this array. Now, over here, 6 elements I think are supposed to be kept. 6 elements are supposed to be kept in this array. So we are supposed to keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over here, all these elements are supposed to be kept. And we are supposed to add new 3 elements, which is 1, 2, 2. So in the end, we are supposed to get something like -1, 0, 0, 1. Sorry, we are supposed to get a combination of these. So like 3 zeros should be replaced with 1, 2, 2. But if you look at this function, I'm removing all the zeros from number 1, which means these 2 extra zeros will also disappear. Okay, so these two extra zeros will disappear, which will give me this solution, which is not correct. So I need to retain, I need to find which zero shouldn't be removed, or so using this code, when I add the length 6 and 3, it's supposed to give me 9. So if I know that this array, it has the length of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is less than the number that I want. So all I have to do is add 0 to it. Okay, so this helps me put in back the zeros, the excess zeros that I've removed. And when I submit this code now, it will work. It should work. There we go. It's not bad. The runtime is 92.3 and the memory is around 62.3. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share.